Why, hello. Welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream here on twitch.tv/DDO stream, youtube.com/Dungeons and Dragons/live, and facebook.com/DDO Unlimited. I am DDO's Community Manager Cordovan, getting ready for PAX of the East on Friday here. It should be a good time if you are going to be attending the Petty Arcade Expo East Coast Edition, and want to hang out with some DDO peeps on Friday night. Join us at 8 p.m. Eastern at Wagamama. We have a pretty full house there, but we're going to be hanging out, having some fun. That goes till probably about 10, which is when the restaurant closes. And then at some point we'll probably head on over after that to some place or other and keep hanging out. So, what is this thing? This is a little kind of monkey plush pet. I don't know how it ended up in the stream room, but it did. So, there you go. It's a necklace. That's what it is. It's a necklace. All right. So, what am I doing today? I'm going to be on Sarlona, week 1 of 2, running Ravenloft stuff on my level-capped character, my Bard Swashbuckler there. That's what powers the servers. Uh-huh. Yep. Oh no! He's falling off. There you go. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, and I will have the latest news as well. So again, if you're going to be hanging out Friday, let me know. Also, if you do see me on the show floor, please feel free to stop by and say hello. I'm going to pack my bag full of some DDO dice and things like that. So if you want to say hello, come and find me, and I will get you stuff. Yes, I am a weirdo. When is the next update going live? Steven on YouTube says, I have got an answer for you. Most likely, we are on track to release update 38 next Tuesday. That could change. Stay tuned for the downtime announcement, probably on Monday, based on how things go over the weekend related to some last-minute work. But we are set next week to most likely release update 38. Assuming something doesn't come crashing down to the ground in the next couple of days, it should be something like Tuesday. Putting the final touches on the release notes and all that today. Torque is putting final touches on Druid stuff today, and we got some things like that. So, that's that. Alright, let me head in-game here. I am on, like I say, Sarlona, and I actually have not even done my Ravenloft pre-purchase yet here on this character. So I'm going to fancify myself up a little bit. And like I say, we will be running stuff on next couple of weeks here. Should be very cool. Hey, Samus, nice to see you here. He will be streaming He of Samus fame after the show here at 1 o'clock Eastern, so stay tuned for that. Nice, Kelly. Well, I hope to see you back in the game at some point here. Thanks for stopping by the stream. That's very awesome of you. You can tell this computer struggles a little bit in Barovia, not unlike some other folks here. So what you can do to help assist with that is there is a frill density and frill settings that you can turn down. Let me put that down to like medium. See if that helps things out a little bit. Ultimately, this is a bit of a monster on your operating system, your alien game client, so I hear you. So yeah, like I say, we're going to be doing some work over the weekend to really finalize things, but most likely we will be set to release update 38 on Tuesday. And I should have the release notes published, along with the downtime, probably a Monday late afternoonish. Will that same thing help with performance in the Forgotten Realms? Yeah, not really. So there's a lot of frills in the landscape here that tend to be the cause of it in Ravenloft, whereas in the Forgotten Realms, particularly the Evening Star area, it's about draw distance. So if you have a lower-end computer and you're running into some frame rate issues in the Forgotten Realms, like in the Evening Star area, lower your draw distance settings, and that should help tremendously on that. No, I do not. I do not care to come with you either. I don't need to worry about you, man. Will Destinies ever get an update besides the melee power buff? Probably. The melee power adjustment in update 38 is all we have planned for update 38. And I know that we still have some class balance and other class work to do first. But I would expect at some point here in the future we will take a look at some point here in the future we will be probably taking a look at that sort of thing.
You hear a branch snap behind you.
I hear a branch snap behind me. I like branch. Is that thing immune from my, There we go. There we go. That's the kind of damage I like to see. 3,900. That's more what I'm used to in this character. Oh, I know why. It's because I can't crit because it's a construct. So I'm only doing the kind of regular damage there.
As you go, you realize you can hear noise from up the road to the east, the same way you came.
I don't know if I actually have any res scrolls or not, fully. Let me see.
Fred, you got to reincarnate?
I've got a cake I can use here.
Thank you, thank you.
I have res.
Alright, we don't actually even need to fight these things if we don't want to. We can just go through. But, that's fine, we'll kill them. Sharadi needs some help for bow users. That may well be true. I know overall, we do want to most likely take a look at melee yet before we take another look at ranged. Range is still kind of the king right now, and has some issues for us to look at, so. I am hoping the Ravenloft raid items, such as Echo of Ravenkind, will be fixed in the next update. I am sorry to say, I do not believe that is true.
Anyone want the mantle? There you go, chair.
Oh, that's nice. I know that we have a few itemization issues that we do need to take a look at related to Ravenloft. I guess I am not personally familiar with the issue with Echo of Ravenkind is, but I do know that that is something we need to take a look at. That there are a couple items that have some specific bugs associated with them. I'll get to the weekend bonus in just a little bit.
What's the first thing I remember? It must be Papa, calling out my name. Irina! He'd shout whenever I wandered too far away from his side. When I was little, I thought he was just being silly. Now I know what he felt. He was afraid.
We'll take the Morning Lord Rapier.
I wish you didn't have to slot a jewel to feed it.
What do you mean?
You have to slot the Sentient jewel into an Augment slot to feed it.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I mean, that's just the way it... Why would you not do that, though?
Because I don't have my final set verified, what I'm going to use in-game. So I'm constantly having to take it out, in and out of items to feed it.
Working as intended. Is something wrong with Remnants dropping in Giant Hole? Did Maze and Trial with a level 14 on Elite? I saw a lot of champions, but 0 Remnants. No, not that I'm aware of. I have certainly gotten Remnants from Giant Hold. I guess it's been maybe a month or so since I was last in there, so I would need to double check to make sure. But I suspect that there's nothing wrong with it that I'm aware of. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I don't know. I actually may slot that at some point here. Perdicural. Are there any plans to reduce the Purity Filigree set to 4 pieces since the disease immunity on it does not work? No. The intention will be to fix the disease immunity on it, rather than adjust the set bonus to deal with the bug. When can we get a search bar for creating LFMs to find quests easier? That would be probably as part of a larger UI update. That is not something that we currently have scheduled. How can we get to party up with me? I just recently started watching the Lunchtime live stream. It tends to be a little challenging because people know the names of my characters on a lot of the servers, but generally I log in at around 11:50 Eastern on the day of the live stream, and generally just accept the first 5 people who send me a tell, who have someone in that level range. So but specifically I can reserve a spot for you. You know, keep an eye out for you. If you really do want to hang out and group up, I'd be happy to try to make that happen. I have been out of the loop, someone on Facebook says, since the start of Reaper difficulty. My sorcerer was among one of the best, with several reincarnations, both heroic and epic. How will I fare in Reaper, and is it a Reaper Fest now? The meta has changed a little bit. I think if you still have a really powerful Sork, you'll still be doing just fine, but you probably won't be top DPS anymore. Is it a Reaper Fest? Well, I would think that would depend on who you ask. For many, many players, the answer is no. Not everybody runs the same. I don't even run a lot of Reaper, although I do run some. I'm more than willing to do it when the group wants to. But there would be people out there who would probably say yes. a lot of the top players, end game guilds, things like that, are running a lot of Reaper difficulty. So, I guess I'll leave it up to you to make a determination on that. I think it depends on how you play the game and what sorts of things you like to play. But a lot of people are running Reaper, but certainly not everybody. I know. I actually commented on that earlier about the careful player name, Careful with That Oxygen. That is one of my favorite Pink Floyd songs. Although I don't even know if you can call it a song. Pink Floyd jams might be a more appropriate term for it. But yeah, that's a good one. One of my favorite Roger Waters bass lines as well. You know, he's a king at sort of like simple but effective bass lines. And Careful with That Oxygen is certainly one of them. I dig it.
They said we mustn't mind the noises. They said it was just grown-up things.
They said it was just grown-up things. I don't suppose anyone can get that secret door, can they?
Mind the
I can't find it.
It squeaks.
I think bards are the only other class besides rogues and arties that could do that Eye of the Search.
Are you saying that it's up to me? Oh no, we're doomed. I feel a draft, but I'm not capable of seeing it, so.
Not since Nanny went away.
Same.
Alright.
Yeah, because I'm sensing it on this side too. Gotta love Earthquake.
Indeed. It's a little rickety house, though. I'm not sure how wise it is to cause an earthquake in this house. It seems like a dangerous thing. If I was the DM, I'd be like, okay, the house comes down around you. You each take 200 damage.
Thought the player would be like, cast Earthquake before we go in. Okay, everyone's dead.
Oh, that reminds me, speaking of which, for those who want to see something experimental and cool, tune in to DDO stream here this Sunday starting around 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be kicking off our very first pen and paper tabletop D&D stream. This guy named Kevin, Evil Beaker, is going to be the DM. I will be a player in it, along with Draculetta from DDO Players News, and a couple other fine folks will be joining us as well for this tabletop stream. It'll be a short-term session, probably 2 to 3 sessions long, and it's going to be a Ravenloft adventure. And we are doing it pen and paper style. So we will be doing tabletop edition using Fantasy Grounds, if you're familiar with that. And I will be the person doing the streaming so that the DM can focus on DMing, etc., etc. So that'll be this Sunday, our very first pen and paper stream here on DDO Stream, outside of what's being done already with Maze Arcana. And they are streaming every Sunday as well. So, hope to see some folks there. I think it's going to be a fun time. And if it goes well, I want to do a lot more of it. But we'll kind of have to see how the session goes, whether people like it, whether people tune in for it, etc., etc. So.
And is that going to be on Twitch?
Yes, it'll be right here on Twitch.
I never get the notice for Maze Arcana here on Twitch.
Yeah, it's because I host them rather than them streaming directly on our channel. So you would need to follow Maze Arcana directly
You spot something in the middle of the room. Something small and old and forgotten.
We're tired.
Because I know you can set up Twitch to auto host or auto submit to Twitter.
Yep. So anyway, it'll be cool. We don't actually have a name for the show yet. We're going to actually have to figure that out before Sunday. But we'll see what we want to call it. Like I say, this is kind of it started as an experiment. We were not going to stream it on DDO Stream. We were just going to run it, see how it goes, and then stream the next one on DDO Stream. But the initial kind of like character creation sessions and all that went so well that we're just going to go straight to DDO Stream on this thing because it's looking pretty good. Hey, Mist Walker, nice to see you. Wasn't there supposed to be something new in the store this week?
DDO team.
Yeah, that would be cool. It's mostly a scheduling issue on that one, but, you know.
Well, technically the DDO team is everyone within DDO, so...
Inside the coffins.
Right.
Much better.
The distant voice seems pleased.
We can rest here. Once we get rid of the monster in the basement.
Okay, that rat seemed a bit weak for this level.
Are the new filigrees set for the update? Yes, there will be new
You know what I think
filigrees.
would be cool if you could get some of the voice actors to do that have done in the game here. If they could do that, that would be cool.
Yeah, most of that, you know, you're talking about like a budget and money outlay and things like that. You know, those guys don't work for free. So, but yes, that would be very, very cool.
Well,
Not only that, it's
it
licensing
would
too.
seem not as work, but don't they do that kind of stuff as part of their own personal entertainment too?
Sure, I'm not sure that they'd be willing to do it on our channel for free, is what I'm saying.
Well, I know a couple of the stars in the or major. I know Robin Williams used to play on the Serralona server for a while.
Yep. Yeah, I had heard that too. I've never actually... I've never really learned whether that was rumor or fact, but I've heard that for years. That and a couple other folks too.
My co-leader actually ran with a few of the TV stars. The Rock he ran with, I know that.
Nice.
I thought you breaking those was a trap.
No, I haven't died in the spike trap yet. I will. Yep, right there.
Big the devil. I got him. Come here, Gary.
Nah, I got myself. It's fine.
Where's a rogue when you need it?
So yes, we do have new filigrees set for update 38. This will also be the first time that filigrees will be... Is this right? Yeah. This will be the first time that filigrees will be available outside of Ravenloft. And of course, we do plan to support filigrees long-term, both in Ravenloft and elsewhere. We also have the ability to theoretically expand the number of available filigree slots in a sentient weapon, so that could happen at some point in the future. What is the target update date? The target update date is Tuesday. Next Tuesday. And odds are fairly good. Odds are pretty good that will be the day. It might get kicked out a day or two, depending on how sort of the work goes over the weekend and any kind of last-minute build issues, what have you. But that's the general thinking, is it should be early mid next week. Any new sentient gems on the horizon? I suspect so. I don't believe we have one exactly planned right now, but I'm sure that we will be having a new sentient gem at some point in the future, because people like that stuff. And we like them too. So.
Okay, so that's a weird bug. I'm seeing through the show floor. I'm looking down near the ground and it's displaying the subfloor. Seeing like dirt and that. Ow.
Yeah. Oh no, I totally screwed that up. Alright. I need to learn how to jump. Yep.
Okay, I'm no longer going for that chest in Epic unless I got a trapper. Thank you.
Whew, close. But I made it. Yeah, the most recent one was in the anniversary event. Am I going to be the one that dies the most? Hopefully not. We're doing pen and paper style, right? So there's no soul stones and resin yourself. If we die, we die. So, yes, I agree, Macubre. As a matter of fact, I mean, I can't confirm or commit to any of that kind of stuff, but I would say the odds of us someday doing a pirate-themed sentient jewel are very high.
This sturdy door is locked.
Man, I wish I had wings. Ah, alright. Nice.
Okay, looks like we missed a lever.
Really? Darn it.
Oh, it's the lever by the shrine.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
That's right.
You want to hear the voice of the weapon, not a screechy kobold? Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly acceptable thing to say. I don't know. You don't have to get the kobold if you don't want to. I know the kobold is popular. Lots of folks like that kobold.
Just needed to get the key.
But we do have other options available for sentient jewels if you don't like the kobold or what have you. But we did ultimately go for a sentient jewel rather than, say, one specifically tied to a weapon, because it just makes a lot more sense for us. That way you don't have to... you can use the voice you want on the weapon you want. Because if it was like, this is the battle axe, it would just quickly become untenable to have the wide breadth of things that you would want. Will sentient gems be available to free-to-play folks? Technically, the Kobold one is right now for the anniversary. So for right now, if you are a truly free player, when the anniversary event next comes around, you will want to run that a whole lot and get the sentient jewel from there. We need a Yalthun sounding gem? Yeah, I agree. That would be awesome. Twould be excellent. Twould be most excellent. Yeah. Yeah, I can't find this on Elite.
That should be it then. Should be able to get into the door.
Is Epic Green still obsolete? Because I believe my sorcerer had over 9,000 spell points with bonuses. Do sentient weapons beat it? I would say if your goal is lots of spell points, then no. That sentient weapon is still probably the most you're going to get that I'm aware of. Sentient weapons are basically any named item in the game. And you will slot a sentient jewel into it, and then level up that sentient jewel by feeding it named items. And as you feed it named items and it increases in experience, you get more and more filigree slots that are unlocked. And with those filigree slots, you slot in the various filigree. Each one tends to have a fairly small bonus attached to it, but they add up over time. You could have up to currently 8 filigree. And then it also adds a whole bunch of set bonuses. Some are as low as 2 for a set, 3, 4 for a set. And so it's kind of a mix and match setting to figure out what works best for you in terms of filigrees and set bonuses and what have you. But I think though, if your goal is specifically spell points, I think Legendary Green Steel might still be the best for you. But for other things, it has certainly been surpassed.
I don't think that confused enemy works right, because they still seem to attack players more often than enemies.
Well, you can't confuse undead, can you?
Yeah, because I had a purple thing above them, but it was still attacking me, even though I was first targeted.
Well, confused doesn't say it'll only attack enemies. It's random. It'll attack both enemies and yourself.
Right, but it's supposed to do a random thing between you and every active opponent, but it doesn't attack the NPC monsters at all.
One must die.
Javur, in terms of craftable trinkets available in the store, we've had that conversation with folks. I've said, hey, we should do that. The e-commerce team is like, yeah, it sounds cool. But we just have not had the time to dedicate to actually getting it done. So, sorry. Jeffrey, March of the Bears 2, Electric Boogaloo, April 21st, 2018, Kenneth Harbor, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Be there or be not, or be bear. Be bear or not. Something like that. So I actually brought that up. We have our weekly executive meeting.
Anyone want
typically
this ring?
On Tuesdays.
Key lock ring?
Ooh.
Yeah, I would. Padma would love it.
Go, give it to him.
Don't need it.
Be bear and be there. I like it. Yeah. I want a pet shambling mound. Yep, that's come up. But so during that executive meeting this week, I was like, we're going to have another bear protest on Kenneth. And
Hey, I wanted to ask a question about Reaper
Sure.
XP.
Sure.
I've been watching the Reaper XP panel, and the XP panel always fluctuates. Like, it'll go up when you do an optional, and then as soon as you leave a room, it goes back down. And then by the end of the quest, the base XP, it's always going up and down. So what is it that affects Reaper XP?
Yeah, that's
I mean, technically, anything that affects Epic XP will... Or not Epic XP. Anything that affects your XP, like an XP potion and that, will affect Reaper XP. As to why it's going up and down on the quest panel, that one I'm less clear on. I don't know how much of it's a bug and how much of it isn't.
Right.
It should just go up as you're unlocking the various, quest bonuses.
Yeah.
I thought it applied to all the bonuses after the quest was completed. That's what I thought it did in the code.
I'm talking about not doing ransack, not doing conquest, trap bonuses, secret doors, nothing like that. But like if you do a optional in the quest, then as soon as the optional is completed, in certain quests, this doesn't happen in all of them, but certain ones, then the base Reaper XP goes up as soon as you do the optional. Then you leave the room, and it goes back down.
Okay, my guess is that's probably a bug. I would actually need to talk to an engineer about that, but my guess is what's happening is when the optional quest objective would proc, it would try to calculate that regular XP in terms of Reaper XP and add it to the panel. But then when you complete it, it probably is taking it away because it's not really there to begin with. That would be my guess. But that's just a guess. I have no idea if that's true or not.
Well, that's a great guess because it's definitely better than what anybody else has been guessing so far.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Where's Bone Grinder?
It's just, you can get there from the teleportation NPC inside of the tavern. Was anything mentioned about Quick Draw? It's still not working in the part of swapping weapons. Quick Draw should be working. We do have the 1 second cooldown. Yeah, I can say a little bit about Crystal Cove. Let me get to this other question here about Quick Draw first. Is it still not working in the part of swapping weapons? It should be working. There will be that 1 second global cooldown that'll be in place in terms of Quick Draw. That's an anti-exploit thing that we needed to add. But other than that, I'm not aware of Quick Draw not working. So, but then I don't really ever use Quick Draw, so maybe I just don't know about it. Don't forget to tell us your Tuesday meeting story. Oh, yes, Jeffrey. So sorry. I brought up the March of the Bears during our executive meeting this week. And they were like, wait a second. We're going to be giving them bear dye. Why are they protesting? So it looks like we're a lot closer to... I mean, everyone's all but on board to do bear dyes here. So it sounds like that's a go. It's just a matter of working out implementation. And the implementation I most recently heard is that it would work similar to hair dye, and that your color hair would determine the color of the bear, and then you could change the color of the bear by changing the color of the hair. That's what I've heard might be one possible implementation. Is there an intent of stopping that anti-exploit with Quick Draw some other way? No, unfortunately. Due to the way it was being abused, we have to have a global cooldown in place. Sorry. Sorry, and you had a question about something that I can't think of right now. What did you want to know?
You were talking to me about Crystal Cove?
Oh, yeah, Crystal Cove. So Crystal Cove will be most likely coming back this summer, and the intention for Crystal Cove is to have updated items. There was actually a post on the forums today by Steel Star talking a little bit more about what will happen there with it, but we do have a new tier of items coming in Crystal Cove, along with most likely a couple of new things as well.
Nice. Yeah, I'll take a look at that as soon as I can.
And unfortunately, it's... I probably could if I'd have to call up the webpage on that, but I could do that. It's in the dev tracker, though. Ultimately, we were hoping to get Crystal Cove out this spring, but we do have some work yet to do on the loot, so it's just not going to be ready until probably the summer.
So is it going to be new stuff, or is it just going to be the same stuff that's able to go like to level 28 or something?
It's going to be the same stuff.
It's going to at least be the same stuff. There may well be a few new things in there as well. By the way, I happen to know that since I was working on the release notes, that we're dropping the number of wolves and wisps in this quest in Update 38.
Yay.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, because those things hit like a tank.
In some ways, it kind of makes the quest challenging, but it also makes the quest kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, kind of like the rat hitting like a freight train.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Crystal Cove was the one thing that got me sunk into this game. I really loved the concept of that. It was great. You had a lot of teamwork, a lot of communication involved, and that was just something that really appealed to me.
Yeah, I like
that's
Crystal
old
Cove
school
too.
DDO. That's old school DDO right there. You have to communicate in that.
All right, let's. I'm going to pop a autos sphere, and why don't someone try to bring in those wolves here, and we'll see if we can help them out. I can also fascinate them too. Any work on auto attack, even with the combat takes precedence over non-combat, disables it, interferes with self-heals. Okay. I don't know that auto-targeting or auto-combat is actually used that much outside of, a few scenarios where you're just kind of all sitting there slowly beating something down like a portal maybe in Legendary Shroud. So you might just kind of have to deal with not using auto-attack if you are going into self-heals. I have been able to get it working, but I agree it's a little finicky. The way I've gotten it working is you just sort of time it right. So you have to time between your attacks, you pop it, and it'll self-heal. But I hear what you're saying. Will the old trinkets get updated? I don't know about the trinkets in Crystal
Any chance
Cove.
we're going to get some more Diamonds of Festival augments? The Festival Diamond augments? The one where we get diamonds for Dex and Con and Strength and stuff?
Possibly, but it wouldn't happen for a while. We need to redo the entire augment system, because the way it currently is done is ridiculous from a development standpoint. It's frankly not all that supportable, because it takes so much time to make augments that, frankly, nobody ever wants to make augments. So I think the answer is yes, but it's not going to be until after we redo the augment system.
I see, okay.
Whoops.
Yeah, when I seen the Intel and the Wisdom ones come out at Maybar, I was like really anxious. I was like, yeah, that's a cool idea. I bet when Crystal Cove comes around, it's going to be charisma and con that you find there, and the ones in the Icy Festival would be strength and dex. That's what I was thinking, and then I never seen that. But do you think that was kind of the plan?
Yeah, I do think so. It's just a matter of the augments are just a pain to make, and so we just haven't really dedicated the resources to it. So, and we've had this long-term plan to redo the augment system. So a lot of new augments kind of got paused so that we could do that work first.
bleeding out.
Oh no, where are you? I'm not actually sure where you are, Padmonk.
Under the bridge
Okay.
in the river. Thank you.
Sorry to hear that, Foley. Having some kind of client issue where he can't get back in. Bummer. Is the +3 LR Heart going to be a thing when Update 38 goes live, or is that just for Lamania? If it is, the only thing my characters would need is one level of Druid to get it, right? Correct. Characters with, I think it might be more than one. Let me actually call that up. I've got an answer for you there. But yes, that will be going live. Depending on your Druid makeup, you will be getting a free +3 Heart of Wood. The answer is...
Okay, we just got to get the urn from the top of the hill.
Oh. Maybe it would help if I was looking at the correct release notes. Looking at Update 36 release notes does not give you a lot of information on Update 38.
If so, then the women of the windmill are not what they appear to be.
Here we go. Update 38 release notes. Characters who have one or more Druid levels will receive a +3 Heart of Wood in their inventory when they log in. So yep, if you have at least one level of Druid, you'll be getting a +3 Heart when Update 38 goes live to help you respec and take advantage of those new Druid changes. Alright, time to confront and accuse said pie makers. That's interesting, DDO Unknown. I will check with our ops team to see if something's going on. I don't know why people would be getting kicked. I mean, I know we're doing a little bit of behind-the-scenes work to correct a CAPTCHA issue, but that shouldn't be impacting the ability of people to log in or anything.
You poor misguided soul. You thought that they did not know?
I don't know, I just went AFK for like 2 minutes to make a cup of coffee and I got kicked. So I don't know what's going on.
Why does Ravenloft gear only have green augment slots? I don't know, actually. That's news. I guess I hadn't really thought about that.
I got him.
Does seem a little odd to me. Did I mention when Update 38 is coming out? It could be as soon as Tuesday. Update 38 could be released as soon as Tuesday. Stay tuned for downtime announcement, most likely on Monday, along with the release notes. I will post those release notes up when we announce the downtime. So many dretches.
Yeah, I pop in, they just come right after me. I didn't jack.
Okay. Where's that other one?
Her daughters cut down before
Okay.
her.
Cool.
Hag Morgantha flees the windmill.
I'm gonna shrine real quick.
You deleted a Second Life cleric and started over fresh? Wow.
All of this,
It's tough to delete
the oil spreads across
live
the
characters like that, multi-life characters. But I've heard it done, so I don't think you're completely alone on that.
forms a prayer for aid, and then something answers.
What is the next pack going to cost? I don't know, but I have heard it'll be basically, if not, the same as the Mines of Tethiamar. So whatever you paid for that is most likely what you'll be paying for the new adventure pack in terms of DDO points.
As a rule of thumb, when it comes to new adventure packs, to continue that guy's question, always assume it's going to cost you 1,000 out of your sage.
No, I don't think so. I should be. What Mines of Tethiamar is what? $4.95, $5.95, something like that. So it'll be probably pretty similar to that.
I don't know. I just use that as a rule of thumb.
Yeah.
So if it's like $750, $950, it's like I'm safe.
DDO Deepre, by the way, hello. I've been checking out your channel recently. It was very cool to see someone. Maybe you've been streaming DDO for a long time, and I'm sorry if I didn't notice, but I did notice now, and I've been checking out your channel. It's a really nice stream there. You ask if of me joining you on a Wednesday stream. That sounds like something that would be totally possible. Why don't you PM me on the forums or reach out to me on Twitter or something like that, and we will set something up.
Crap.
Yeah. This is going south pretty quick here.
Yeah, I got held, stunned, and danced along with held by the rock monsters.
I'm working on the rock monsters.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I don't think that aggro decrease thing works right.
I think it depends on how much aggro you're generating, right? Because even if it's going to lower your aggro, but if your aggro's if your damage is off the charts, it's not going to help that much.
Well, I'm only doing about 50 damage a pop times 2, and I've got a 4% decrease from my spells. And that should apply to my Eldritch Blast, but it doesn't.
Nice, Bruce. Congratulations. Looking forward to seeing you in Barovia.
No matter what quest I do.
Well, I think warlocks, just out of warlocks, start out with a higher threat to the enemies, don't they?
They shouldn't.
Yeah.
It should be base.
Still, as if an unseen door.
I don't know about extra threat just for being a warlock, but warlocks tend to right now be doing an awful lot of damage, so they're more likely to be real high on the aggro list.
Yeah, but with me only doing 100 damage over 2 ticks, I shouldn't be generating more than anyone here. So I don't know why they're coming out to me outright. Anyone want this one against mini Bilgery?
What can I get rid of? Heroes. There we go. I need more. I need more space. Ooh, intelligence. Cool.
Yeah, because I know ever since the caster update, or the aggro management update, casters have always been getting on the higher end of the aggro scale.
Alright. Yeah, let those goggles go.
So I don't know if we're classified as casters or if we're classified as melee, so yeah.
Alright, let me, before we wrap up the show here, get our bonus. What do I got? Alright, this weekend's bonus is going to be a Reaper XP boost of 20%. So that should be pretty cool. That'll kick off tomorrow late morning and run through Sunday, April 8th, getting shut off morning of Monday, April 9th. So yep, a Reaper XP boost of 20% is this weekend's bonus. Should be a pretty good one. I also do see, it looks like, we've had a lot of requests for Champion Hunter stuff, including all prizes. It looks like that is coming up pretty soon as well. So, I'll put the acorn in the bag. Yeah, right.
Okay, that includes mysterious bracers getting put onto the
yep,
list and
correct.
stuff? Yep.
That's not going to be this week, but that's coming up soon. I saw it in the category there.
Yeah, thanks for the group, Jared. Sorry
Yep.
about these staying halfway through.
No problem at all. I will get you guys a DDO points code a little bit later on in the show here. Or later on in the day here. Sorry about that. Let's see.
Thanks, Jared. Have
Cool
a good
deal,
one.
nice. Thank you.
Trying to see if there's any last questions here. I'm looking over things. Thanks for the acorn tip. Any reason why I'm being accept the terms of service every time I log in now? So if you go to Lamania and then back to live, you're going to get asked. And if you do a new installation, you're going to get asked. But otherwise, when you first accept those terms, it kind of puts like some equivalent of a cookie on your launcher there. So provided you don't have that not sort of being procced, you should only have to do it once.
The question about Lamani and life. Why do you have to do it 2 times and then it resets it?
It has to do with the fact that Lamani is a separate client from the live client, and so it screws up the like I said, the kind of whatever the equivalent of the cookie is that it puts in there saying you've accepted the terms of service.
Okay.
Trust me, as someone who is constantly logging into various clients, I see it just about every time myself. Because when I go into Flamekeep, when I go into the QA, the dev, no matter what, I'm constantly having to do this thing. You get used to it after a while.
Flamekeep?
Yeah, that's one of our
Flamekeep
internal servers. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've never heard of that server.
All right. Let me double-check Facebook, and then I will probably call it a show. Is that Jerry, formerly of DDO Cast? It is, Carol. Thank you very much for noticing. I really appreciate that. All right, thank you very much for watching the weekly Wednesday Lunchtime live stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. All this stuff gets archived. If you would like to give us a follow on Twitch, we'd sure appreciate it. Subscription on YouTube will get these videos in your feed, and like us on Facebook to get not only these Facebook Live videos, but all the other sales and other information we put on our Facebook page at facebook.com/DDO Unlimited. I'll be back next Wednesday, most likely playing Update 38 stuff right here on Sarlona. Until then, have a great weekend. I'll see you soon.